Rachel, congratulations on your new film, Greek Mothers Never Die.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for having me.
It's very exciting is because the fact that you are also showcasing this pretty soon with the San Francisco Greek Film Festival opening night. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. For me, it's an honor to be there because it's the oldest Greek festival, Greek American festival in America, and I'm very excited to share it with an American audience, but also with Greek Americans. It's
That I
yeah.
was going to say that is actually awesome to hear. So, Rachel, tell us what actually sparked you to make this film in the first place.
Whew. So the first part is obviously my mother, Eva, not Despina, but Eva, but they're very, very alike. It started as a one-woman show, actually, when I was younger, and I was an actress, and so I was on stage, and like I always say, when you have a mom like I have, you only have two choices. One is psychoanalysis, and the second one is to make a one-woman show about it and laugh about it and make people laugh. So it started as a one-woman show, and then the one-woman show was picked up. I developed it for French TV as a TV show, and as I was developing the TV show, I, I had this urge to do something on the side, and my vision with freedom and with the actresses that I have met, and we wanted to do something different. And I wrote, even if I'm French, it was written in English because there is a very famous Greek actress that was in the first place going to play the role of the mom, Mimi Denisi. We're going to do that together. I was going to be the daughter. And there was the best friend of Mimi Denisi, which is a wonderful woman that is not here with us anymore, Olympia Dukakis, that was also going to be the third very important figure in the movie. And so I flew to Cyprus. We met the three of us, and we said, let's make this movie together. So I started to write in English that movie, and but at the same time, I was working in France. I was doing movies, had kids. Then and time passed. And I had to do another movie before this one, my Netflix original movie, Dangerous Liaison, that
Mhm.
we're very happy with. And after finishing that movie, I moved to America to do what is and came back to my first passion, which is to be able to make with that maverick spirit indie movies. And my movie of heart, that was that one. That is a movie we chose to do. At first, it was, of course, for my mom, but it was also to have the pleasure, the three of us, to play together. Then things didn't roll that way because Olympia is not here anymore. And Mimi couldn't get out of 4 months of theater. And so I just said, I'm gonna be the mom, and I'm gonna do it now. And no matter, and now I'm a bit too old to be the daughter. That's fine, time has passed. And I really, and the truth is, it's a movie about, it's a love letter to my mom, and I really wanted her to have a chance to see it before she becomes a ghost, actually. Because, yeah, because she's not getting any younger. So that's why I did it the way I did it, and I did it as soon as I moved to America. That's the whole story.
So the true story part is that your mother is Greek.
Oh, yes. No, but everything is real except from the ghost part.
Uh-huh.
Everything in that movie, is based uh, on things that really happened to me in my life.
Oh,
Like,
really?
look, the beginning of the movie, the testimony of all those young girls, it comes from my one-woman show that comes from my life. So all those things are things that I experienced when I was younger. And but what is really funny is that, yeah, everything, the bribes, the everything. But so when I first wrote the movie, I was identifying to the daughter. And now what is wonderful is that I became a mom myself, and I say, hey, you know what? Let's try to to see the things from the point of view and the perspective of my mom and becoming her. And so it was almost, it was quite poetic because it's exactly like I say in the movie that every Greek daughter end up turning like her own mother, and that's literally what I did in that movie. And a lot of things are true. I'm not going to say them all because you would be like, no way. But yeah, it's only the ghost part is not true for now.
So Rachel, it almost seems like this movie not just is just a personal love letter to your mother, but it's also seems like it's a personal journey for yourself to better understand your mother in this case.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had the phone call after and I say, Mom, I think I'm becoming like you. I get it now, you know? And now my kids call me every time I say in the morning, please eat the banana, or please, they don't call me mom, they call me Vespina now, and they say, please, Vespina. So it's almost like yeah, by making that movie, I really understood the place from where she was, why she was doing everything she was doing. And even the heart attack, I get it now. She really thought she would die. It was not just it was not just to make me stay home. She really thought that if I was leaving, she would die from a heart attack. So it meant it gave me a lot of grace, for her. I mean, already I had no problem because, like I said, the one thing, everything I did, the one woman show, the TV show, or this movie, it's not to point, all the things, the craziest things she was doing. It was to make people laugh about it because it's not that serious at the end, you know? It's not serious. We are together, we have the health and all those things that we dramatize. Well, how could you do that? At the end, hey, it's fine, let's laugh about it. Yeah.
Now you have children today. What's what personalities that you did not pick up from your mother? I mean, you don't do the heart attack thing with your own children, do you?
I really, really pay attention to never do it. It's sometimes when I scream, when I'm like, please go to bed, please wash your feet, please brush your teeth, I can feel like like my temps, like my blood pressure coming high. And when I'm at the moment to say, I'm gonna feel, I'm gonna have um, mom is fine, but please just do it. You know, I really pay attention to never say things that could be taken as trauma later by the kids, or to the one thing I don't want my kid to have is any guilt in the future for nothing. So I pay attention, and basically at the end, as when the daughter, I don't want to spoil the movie, but the daughter makes a video love letter to her own daughter with the promises that she said that she will not force, everything that she would have wished that her mom doesn't do. She say, okay, I won't do it to you. Well, I wrote those things and I stick by it.
Hmm.
So I don't force them to eat too much. My daughter has her privacy in her room. We are having Irish butter, salted butter, even if I love olive oil at home, it's fine. I'm really, yeah, I'm paying attention, because I experienced as a daughter how the words can affect, even when it's said with love or with fun, and I try to not repeat the circle. Yeah.
Now, I find Greeks are excellent storyteller, and the most two things that are always known in Greek culture is either a Greek tragedy or Greek comedy, and you put them both in this film. Could you tell us how you managed to pull this off?
Yeah, well, the definition is this. It's a tragic comedy soap Greek opera, And because I felt that it was not enough to do tragedy and comedy, so I added a little bit of Greek mythology in it. And so I know that usually you have one supernatural element in a story. You don't have two. It's or we go for the ghost story, or we go for the Greek gods mingling. And me, I was like, you know what? Let's go crazy here. And I really think that in real life, one thing that my dad said to me when I was really young is no one can be sad for 24 hours or happy for 24 hours. Even
Hmm.
if you experience the worst death, the worst thing, the brain doesn't work like that. And I always took that with me, and I said, that's true, that it's very true that we can be laughing a second and crying the next. And so that's what I want to do that's what I try to do in the movie, to at the same time have something very tragical. I mean, things that are real, that are happening to the characters and that are very first degree, but still being able to break a little bit from it and take and choose the path of not taking it too seriously, you know. And yes, it's a journey, you know. It's a little bit uh, like a Homeric journey, because we follow the character for actually 25 years. So so we get attached to, and it's almost like the cycles of life, right? The beginning in Greece is very light and it's very comical. And then, you know, the darkness come when there is the Greek crisis and the life changes. And so those, and then the move to America. So all those steps are is a very great structure, you know, to bring the drama. But instead of that, the characters, I try to, each character has to never be pulled by the energy of the other one, because
Hmm.
then that's how you lose the lightness, the comedy, the breaks. Each character sees it from the perspective. When Despina says, I moved from Greece to America and I sacrificate myself for a better life, and employees are all thieves, you have like the employee that's like, whatever, you know. And when each one keeps his perspective. And so that's what brings lightness at the end. Yeah.
Was that difficult to balance throughout the entire film?
To balance the comedy and the drama.
Yes.
It's a very interesting question. Uh, One of the things that I was often saying to my actress, Abby, which is a wonderful actress. Just so you know, 400 people, girls, it auditioned for Ella, and she's my only callback. I only call back her. I don't even know if
Hmm.
you knew that, but yeah, because I felt that it was her. And she's a very good actress, and she's very good in drama also, and comedy and drama. And I remember saying to her, hold, hold the horses, because if you bring the drama when you fight with the mother, when the mother dies, if you bring the drama too much at the cemetery, if you bring the drama before the end, then drama does not, it will not touch anyone, you know. But if you hold the horses and go in other realms and find other things than the drama, the end will be very strong, you know. So that's how I balanced it. And for me it was very important also, as a mother, as playing the mother, to always stay in my energy, because that's what would bring balance and create a conflict also, you know. So yeah.
Now, if Abby was the only callback that you actually contacted, how did you and Abby develop this chemistry, so perfectly for each other?
Well, we so she lives in Oklahoma. So I never saw her physically until one day before shooting, but we zoomed a lot, and we worked a lot on the character. She talked to me a lot about her upbringing and you know, what was important to her, her strength and her weaknesses. And I did the same. I was very open, because we had to create a very a very close relationship, and by working on the text, you know, but in distance, that's how we got very, very close. And then, because this movie is a triangle, really, it's a double love story, because there is the big love story between the mother daughter, and there is the love story, the romance between the daughter and Nick, played by Simon. And Simon Rerol, he was my lead actor in Dangerous Liaison, the Netflix movie. And it was wonderful working with him. And I couldn't wait to bring him here for that movie, because I thought he would be perfect. And he's French American. So he was in France. So it was not only me and Ella that we had to create the chemistry. I mean, me and Abby, it was me and Abby and Simon. Thank for Zoom, you know? We made it because, and then, they all came, Simon and Ella came 1 week prior shooting. And we started to work on singing lessons. I mean, so because Ella is a singer in the movie, and and we had fun, and it went out well. It was actually, I mean, it's a 2-hour movie that we shot in 3 weeks. So it's
Yeah.
in itself, and but the actors were amazing, and my DP, she's a warrior, Angelica. And Angelica Perez, she's wonderful. So that's how we pulled it all together.
You certainly pull it off. And since you brought up the singing, tell us about the songs that is featured in this film. How was that actually developed?
Well, my sensitivity goes always with music. So as you can see, I think that's one. I can say I beat Tarantino in how many music there is in my movie. There are more music than in his movie. I There is 60 musical pieces in the movie. I know that usually people don't like that because they say, "Oh, we like the movie, we like it when it's rough. We don't need those artifacts." But I don't feel them as artifacts. It's like a painting to me, and so. I had a music composer in the movie, Abraham Gomez Rosales. It's a production of the world, So he is my one of my best friend, my oldest friend since we are 11 years old, and we really wanted to find a way to work together. And he's also an actor, director, and composer. And so I asked him if he would like to compose the music. So he composed note by note all the original songs and the soundtrack. So that was a challenge because he's Spanish and he had to learn how to play bouzouki, which is a very particular Greek ukulele guitar thing, that if it's not properly done, it can be ridiculous. So poor Abram became Greek for a month. He had to breathe Greek, to feel Greek, to think Greek, to listen to Greek music. And he pulled it off. And I wrote 3 songs, no, four songs because one of the song. So there is one song that's called Bedtime Story, which I wrote with the help of Wade. We wrote it together, and it's a song that I had originally written. That is a story my father always used to tell me when I was young. And so that's one of the most personal songs, of the movie, Bedtime Story. I know everyone laughs when he hears the word cow in that song. Everyone like the cow. But when you listen to it, it's actually, at first, it was not going to be a song, it was dialogue. And then I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's make it a song. Whoever gets it, because that's one of the themes of the movie. There is different themes, and one of the theme is when something to you feels unfair, be actually grateful because you don't know what would have happened if you hadn't be lucky or protected, and so that's what says the song. And maybe that in the movie, if the mother hadn't died, maybe the daughter would have died of what she had, of other problems. I don't want to spoil, but so that's one song that we wrote, Arapimu, which means my love. It's also another song that I wrote, and oh yeah, for the first song, it's Wade that did the music because Wade, he is a wonderful singer and guitar player, and so he did the music of that. We did the song together. Then I wrote Arapimu. Abraham did the music for that one, and it was a challenge for me, Arapimu, because I wanted that song to be liked also by Greeks and by Americans. I wanted to bring together those two words, and it's of course a love letter also to my mom. And my big hesitation with that song was, do I put subtitles? Do I burn
Mm.
the subtitles in the movie? Because half of the song is in Greek. And then I thought, no, let's let them just traduce with their heart. So that was the other song. And Snow White. that is a song that I wrote, and the melody came to me spontaneously. So just in my kitchen, I singed it, and I said to Abraham, "Voila, please." Now, could you create all the instruments and the harmonies and everything that you know that I had in my head when I was singing a cappella? Thank you very much. And he did it perfectly. And then we completely made a readaptation of an original song of Oscar Le Sage named Paradise. Oscar Le Sage was one of the actors also of Dangerous Liaison, and he's becoming like a big star now in France. And so he was kind enough to just let me do whatever I wanted with his song. Because a lot of people just did, I owe a lot of favors to people that did things from their heart because it's an indie movie, you know? So those are the songs. And then my music supervisor, Clementine, my friend, she just found all those wonderful artists to complete, yeah, the 40 other songs. And so, yeah. So it's a big piece of the sensitivity of the movie, the songs.
No, it's very Greek, and I'm so happy that you immersed all your song department into Greek. But back to your actors, you know, with Simon, you said he's French, and Abby's American. I don't know how much Greek background she actually have. How much did you have to immerse you know, the Greek culture and teach them a little the Greek culture?
Simon, he didn't know much about the Greek culture, but he knows what it is to have a double culture because he's French and American. So he knows what it is to feel, you know, like more French when he's in America and to feel more American when he's in France. So it's that dichotomy. It's like when you're cut in two. That's the double culture. And for Abby, she's a part Cherokee. And so she knows what it is to feel inside of her that it's more than just one, you know? And so for Abby, in our Zoom, in our conversation, I had to talk about a lot about my mom and the way she brought me up, so she would understand, you know, and also the that openness. You know, Greek people, they love to everything is dramatic, you know, with them. So when we say we're not yelling, we're Greek, that's how we speak, you know. It's this thing that we had to I had to explain what it is to dramatize things, but being dramatic, but not in a not in a way that it does, not in a dramatic way. I don't know how to explain that. That means we create drama, but we have fun with it. You
Mm,
know,
yeah.
it's not a drama that pull us down, and because at the end it's not that important. And um and so yeah, but they did a very good job because for Simon he had to play to we had to forget about the English accent. He had to really play like he's an American person that was uh abroad for a long time, you know, and he pulls it out very well, you know. And because we are one thing that gives us freedom, I want to say, is that it's not the same to have to incarnate Greek people and second generation Greek American people.
Mm.
So in when you look at the movie, it's Wade William Hunt, that is a wonderful actor, one of the pillars, you know. He's the chief of surgery, right? And he's very good with linguistics. So it's one of his big thing as an actor to go from an English accent to I mean, a British accent to a Texan accent to an Irish accent and now a Greek accent. And obviously, this Greek accent is not the same than my Greek accent, which is not the same than the Pope, the Greek priest Greek accent, because we all play that we didn't, it can be first generation, second generation, third generation. And that gives freedom to not have to think, oh, it's not by the book, you know? And it works, you know, then no one ask the question to, oh, is it, you know. But you know what's funny with Wade is that I really thought he was Greek when I casted him because he only spoke with Greek accent. And in one point I said to him, Wade, but so where are you coming from? And he's like, oh, I'm from Texas originally, but I live in Tampa. But he says it with the accent. He says, I'm from Texas, but I live in Tampa. And like, yeah, no, I know, but no, but really, from where are you? What are you? And he said, I'm Texan. And I'm like, no, no, but I know you're not Texan. And then she said, okay, you want to hear my real accent? No, I'm in the movie, right? I am. Okay, so this is my real accent. And I was like, you know, he kept, like Robert Downey Jr., he keeps in character, like in the movie. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that was funny. And I had a Greek consultant also, and it was really funny because I kept she kept Paraskevi, Jonas, she kept saying to all my actors by phone how to speak like broken English,
Hmm.
So it was fun. And for the singing part, we had in my other movie, Dangerous Liaison, I became very close with the coach of that movie, a singing coach that is the vocal coach of The Voice, Friends. And what is wonderful is that when I say, I don't know how much you've been paid in that other movie. So me, the problem is I have no money and I'm not a singer and my daughter hasn't sing. Would you be our coach? And she was like, of course. And without her, I mean, it wouldn't work out. So it's almost like the family got extended, here. Everyone helped, everyone came together. And that's how this movie was able to be made. It's a miracle.
Well, I'm not Greek, so I can't tell the difference. But your Greek audience at the Greek festival will be the first true test as they watch this film.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I went, there was a premiere in Greece actually, and I was very nervous about that. And it went very well, and they liked it. And I had one very good compliment that is very, because I was very scared of the reaction of Greeks from Greece because it's an American movie, it's about Greek of diaspora. And so I was like, oh, I hope that, I'm not too heavy in the humor, that is going to work. And someone said to me, it's very truthful what you said. It's very truthful to the nostalgia that expats that are Greek, that moved somewhere else, feel about Greece, even if it's not real for Greek people. That's how the people that left Greece perceive Greece, and that's very authentic. And I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. I mean, it's true. Like in the movie, for instance, the mom, she takes a lot of pride in forbidding anyone to call her gyros kebab, you know?
Hmm.
And so that's something that makes the Greek American laugh or the American laugh. Or in Greece, nobody laughed. And I'm like, why is no one laughing? And my Greek friend Paraskevi, she said, because we all say kebab here. No one says gyros. I'm like, I was shocked because for my mom, she always told me all her life that you go to hell if you say kebab instead of gyros, if you're Greek,
Oh,
All her life she told me that, and she had a gyro. That's why. So yeah, see little details like that.
all the little details, you gotta love it. Well, Rachel, I've taken a lot of your time already. Can you tell us what's next after Greek Mothers Never Die?
Yes, so my next movie is gonna be The Americans, and it's another story of mixed culture, a fish out of water, but this time we take humor in following three guys, best friend, three New Yorkers that are in their 30s and that trapped in that New York City life, they forgot that they're not happy because brunch, going out, the work, alcohol, workaholic, all that, and somehow you arrive on your mid-30s and you're like, wait a minute, what were our dreams again? And so one night they get really drunk and they decide to go for the dream that is to open. They always want to open a really cool bar, the three of them on a sunny island, and so drunk they decide to put all their money in a bar in Mykonos. And when they arrive in Mykonos Island, they can't find the bar because actually they misread the kappa. It was not a K, it was a J. It was like Mykonos, but they couldn't well read the Greek. And so they actually bought a bar in Mykonos Island, which is the last island anti-terroristic with Greek autochthons that hate American people and that don't want to develop tourism and not a American lounge bar. So it's how they're going to arrive there, thinking that they have to put the island up to speed, And really, it's them that are going to mature and find that there is a difference between what you think will make you happy and where is actually the happiness. So that's the next movie, and I hope to shoot it soon, like in the next 3 months, you know. And yeah, and for Greek Mothers Never Die, I just want to say one thing, is that so it's gonna come out the 9th of May.
Hmm.
On It will start. It's with Gravitas Venture, and it will be on. It starts on Apple TV, you know, on demand, VOD demand,
Yeah.
and if you pre-order the movie, then you have 1 month to pre-order. If 200 people pre-order the movie, then the movie pops up and we can see the poster, you know, like Wicked, Batman, Greek Mothers Never Die. So, so I encourage everyone that wants to support the movie to just pre-order it before the deadline, and like that we can have our nice poster with the other ones, you know, and it's not dead, buried underneath everything. Yeah. So that.
That is wonderful. Rachel, um, one last question before I let you go.
Yeah.
Has your mother seen it, and what did she say about it?
Oh, Jesus. How long time do you have? No, my mom saw it. It went in 3 stages. The first time she heard the reading, right, with all the actors, first Zoom. And at the end, she said, everyone is excellent, but you're not going to play my role like that, right? That was the reaction. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, what is that accent? I don't have a strong accent like that. You are overreacting. I'm not like that at all. So then I took this exact sentence and I put it in the movie. So, because in the movie, in one point, the mother says that, you know, and then she saw the actual movie. And me, I was more emotional than she was because it's my love letter to her. And and so I kept, you know, recording her the whole movie, recording her watching the movie, recording her watching the movie. And then there is that one dramatic part in the movie. It's not a spoiler because we know she becomes a ghost. So obviously there is a little death there. And so at the moment where she sees me being her, dying of a heart attack and being buried with my little picture in the cemetery and my daughter crying, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sure now she's emotional. And so I said to her, what are you thinking, Mom? And she said, I'm thinking, where did you find the actor that plays the priest? He's wonderful, that Greek priest. And I'm like, Mom, I'm dying here. I'm being you dying, and you see that's what you think. So that was funny, actually. Only my mom could say that. And then at the end of the movie, I stop filming her, I'm into the movie, and I turn and she's like crying, 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 you know? So she was very, very touched, you know? But it took 3 stages. Yeah.
Well, you know what? This film is mother approved. So,
Yeah.
Rachel, thank you very much for speaking to us about Greek Mothers Never Die. And I have to admit, your background of all your Blu-rays and DVDs back there, I almost thought that you were like at the Criterion Closet. But it seems like you have more movies than the Criterion
Yes.
Closet.
We're old school. We're old school. All the kids are my kids. They watch DVDs. We are the only people on Amazon that order them. Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
you're keeping the DVD industry it's still in business. So, Rachel, thank you very much. Enjoy San Francisco this weekend.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.